Welcome back. Market Mastery, the 1 hour you need to make sense of the market and make some money. Come on, show it to me. The SPY, again, plays every time it does. We got a few good ones for you today. I got a new stock pick, one of my favorites that has been beaten up for far too long that we're going to talk about. It is trading right around 18 bucks, give or take. I think fair value closer to 40. We're going to talk about that name. We're going to talk about some of the other names that are moving. Tesla, which again we gave it to you at 120, so you should be eating fat and happy there, and a few others. We're going to play a little smash or pass. You submit the tickers, we go through them. We have found some absolute bangers on the last couple of times we got together, so I'm excited to see what we come up with this time. So once we get into the SPY Playmaker, we're going to pop the link up in the top right corner. If you want to get access to the trades, you just have to scan it. So here's what we do. We trade the SPY. We trade it in a range. We do not need to know the whole market. We do not need to do more than we need to do. We simply need to follow one range, a top and a bottom, and make a decision based on that range. So, up here. Do it again this week. Put another one on the board. Yep, the calls are up 46%, puts up 89% from the last week.
And that was clean. If you go back like the day before, you could have taken it to first target, post calls input. So 2 contracts, 6 confirmations, all hit target. Excellent.
It's like 21.
And honestly, dude, I love it when it's ranging like this. Like, you know, when it's at the tops and peaks and troughs, like you always get that ranging before it makes the move. Like that's some of the cleanest plays you can get. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. We got a short week next week, right? I don't know. You think this week you're gonna get a Santa rally? What are you thinking about the chart? Or what do you think about Santa rallies in general?
I think it's no longer relevant. We're on the 24-hour news cycle now, so like consumer spending is consumer spending. Yeah, you always see a pickup, but you usually see a sell-off prior to. As I don't think the market dynamics are the same anymore. I don't think we really subscribe to a lot of the same little theories and nice little pockets to put things in. I just don't think that's the case anymore.
Let's see. Let me find that message here.
Oh shit! Oopsies. Sorry, I'm trying to put these. On there. Copy.
So we got employment numbers, PMI, and jobless claim, CPI. Earnings. Micron. Nike. Oh, FedEx. FedEx is always a good one. You got to cover that chart, FedEx. They love it's like always that same range, the gaps. Oh, man. And guys, if you can't hear me today, I kind of lost my voice. It's coming back a little bit now, but my apologies for that.
So I'm just trying to pull this up so I can make this post here, get this going.
Yeah, Pookie. MU. Some nice ranges there. I remember it was a J special too.
There we go. I just wanted to get the results from this up there.
We missed it. Actually, we didn't miss it. Wait, do you have any Micron? Dude, it was always that. It was a breakout over 90. Or 95. Look at that. I missed it too. I had an old play set up over 112, I think.
Okay. Sorry, you're talking about Micron?
Yeah. I guess it's up 140% from that since August.
There it is. Okay, this is the best one. All right. Oh, the circles. I like this one. Okay. So let's get into it. So we got 21 weeks in a row right now, eh?
No, I'm much more than that.
I know.
Just like the ones I've been tracking.
I want to know. So if
The
it's
ones
8
I've actually
weeks in a row, then we need to say that.
To show that.
Say the truth. So we got this up here. So let's talk SPY. Let's talk. So I always like to start with a zoom out, just to kind of get an idea. Again, shapes, colors, pictures. Like, be a child, explore it, have fun, look at the way it's shaped. That's all you really need to do to start. And when you see the shapes, you'll start to understand some of these things, such as you notice how every time it pops up, it kind of curls over the front, kind of looks like a long tail about to swoop down, versus if you look at when it was climbing from 386 to 588, you'll notice the sloping is all upward. That tells you a lot. When you start to see the price curl over to the downside, it means you're probably going to see some more downside. When you see it curl the upside, probably to the upside. Now, there's other things that go into it, but SPY has been quite predictable for the last year, which is why we've crushed this and have, I would estimate, it's closer to an entire year's worth of trades in a row. But to be safe, I'd say closer to 40 weeks. So we've already seen the sellers come in heavy. We've seen the buyers hold them off. What's going to happen next? Well, nobody knows except for the sellers, I think. I think their main mission is to get us back down to 652 and see if they could push lower from there. That's what I would do if I was them, because once they get this below 651, there is so much ease in driving it to 620. Huge short opportunity. Remember, they don't care about the macros in the end. They just want to make as much money as they can, as fast as they can, without taking risk. So, of course, they will manipulate the SPY, drive it down. And that's exactly what you need to be prepared for, which you will. If you subscribe to SPY Playmaker, you will have the 2 options trades every single week that are set up for maximum success as long as it moves even a little bit. So let's just say that we're correct on reading this chart, and we're correct on the read of the sentiment, and we determine, hey, that we're going to see some downside here. It's coming down, which we already told you. Again, remember, what did I tell you? 681 puts. Now, we were a touch early, but fuck, did we nail it? Those were in the money. Additionally, this is why I like the 660, give or take 661. I think that could end up being in the money deeply, but you got to be very careful because downside trade isn't there yet, not completely. So for those of you that get these trades, again, if you signed up to SPY Playmaker, it's a link in the top right corner. You can either take a picture, take a screenshot, or just type in the chat, type link in the chat, and we'll send you the link. We send you the exact options trades I'm taking, the exact chart we need to see to take them, the confirmation on both sides, so that no one's ever lost. We break down everything from how we use the 15-minute and 1-hour candles for confirmation to what trades actually make the most sense and where I'm actually leaning in terms of bullish versus bearish. So I'm going to give that and more tomorrow. There's a huge opportunity this week, just like I said the last couple weeks. So let me just give you a recap. The last time I said, hey, I think we have a huge opportunity, our trade yielded 589%. That was on the 7th of October. I then again said it for I think the beginning of November, which puts us around the 4th to 11th, 118%, 234%, and then 2 separate trades that were over 40%, 30% each. And then the last other time I said it was end of November. We were talking about the market just ripping from, I think, the 25th on. It did 150% on that trade. $1,000 in your pocket from one trade. Bing, bang, boom, done. So that said, every time I felt this way, that's what's happened. I'm feeling that way again right now. And that feeling is not going away. And the more I look at the chart, the more the feeling gets stronger. So we're going to look at these levels and we're going to carve this trade out, and I will send it out to you members that get access to it. If you don't, then unfortunately you will not be receiving it, but it is the best, whatever, $4 or $5 you'll ever spend. Yes, it's getting so crazy. So I already think I have the levels identified, and I think the trade is quite straightforward. There is still there's a big upside trade still here, as much as there is a very large downside trade. So this is going to be a great week for us with Playmaker. So all of you that have it, I think we're going to win big either way. Either we go both directions or we go very big in one, and either way we'll be positioned to benefit from that. So we will break down the levels for you after the stream. We will send that out directly to your email as well as in the Discord. If you are a premium member, yes, you do get this already. But if you just have Spy Playmaker, then you'll be getting it to your email and your channel in Discord. So again, I'm looking at least a 75% trade here. That's kind of my bare bones expectations. I personally think it's likely to be more, but I would say comfortability as far as what I'm willing to say, 75%. If either trade hits, I think. Just looking at this either way, I think we see a $5 move in this buy either way, which is 1%. All right. So that's your SPY. And remember, it's held up by a few names in particular. Apple is one of them, obviously. NVIDIA is one of them, obviously. This Apple chart has been quite consistent. So again, bullish, still looking like upside. Might see some downside, but nevertheless, it's held well. Consolidated at 200. Let's look at some of the other names, because this is the way you can kind of start to understand, how can the SPY function, right? It's already telling you. That's why I like it, because it's basically, I think, a lagging indicator of a number of other companies. So it's a great way to trade. I think it makes it very simple. Again, here's Google still pushing all-time highs. Let's look at NVIDIA. So these are the majority of the companies that are holding up the weight of this entire index. So when I say there's a big trade on the way for SPY Playmaker, it's because it's being moved by Tesla, NVIDIA, right? Like very volatile, very quick moving names that have explosive growth. So if you think that it is not going to move when all these names are moving, you are not living in the same reality I am. So I'd love to meet you here. All right. So that's the SPY. Let's get into Tesla. Big boom. Big day. Very excited. So again, remember, we were talking about this name for a long time. And as you guys recall, we have a very clear target in mind. We, on our stream last week, discussed that we have a nice expression channel here, that this should, in theory, continue to go up. Look what happened instead. Beautiful. Actually gapped up and opened above the trend line, which means we're back in nuclear territory, which changes everything, because that means we are subscribing to the previous trend, which had a much greater expression of volatility than underneath this line in this trend. So this is the move into 650 moment, maybe quicker than we thought. So for those holding, trading Tesla, again, I'm holding with you guys from our two buys here and here. We bought this down to 120, 130. I am sitting on 300% plus profit, and I plan to continue to hold that. Yeah, it's over. No, it's 200%. Excuse me. It's 200%. Let me correct that. Sorry. That's the correct number. It is not 300%. It is 200 plus. So my bad. All right. So that's Tesla again. RSI cross up, new high, gapped up, plus over resistance. This thing's just setting up for a wonderful day. And now on to a name that I absolutely love, that I will share. Let's get this to 100 people. Come on, we got 70 people. Let's get some retweets. Let's get this to 100 people, because this pick's going to make some money. So here's the deal. Here's what I'd suggest. Hit a retweet, tag a ticker. That's how we'll do Smash or Pass today. That's all we should always do, Smash or Pass. What am I doing here, dude? That's a genius idea. People tweet their Smash or Pass picks. That way other people might see them too. That'd be pretty cool. They just tweet them at the Penny Boys account. So here's what we're going to do from now on. We are going to make a Twitter post on Monday mornings before this stream. We'll have it up by noon. That post will give you a breakdown of what we're going to cover on the stream. It will also offer you the opportunity to put in your picks for Smash or Pass. I will prioritize the Twitter comments to incentivize everyone to do it. And next year for Smash or Pass, if there's a ticker that somebody brings up, or that we didn't even look at, I want to put a bogey on it. So whoever brings the best performer at the end of the year, from the first mention to end of year, give them like a, I don't know, free membership or something. Give them a free year, something cool. Make it a contest, make it fun. But at the very least, we'll get that post up. You guys will be able to comment and retweet it and push your Smash or Pass picks there. And hopefully then we'll get some new friends in here too. We're at 75. I like that. We're already up about 10% from what I mentioned. Let's get this to 100 and I'll break down that pick. I got one big pick. It's a banger. It's been trading at about 40% discount. I already am messaging my brother-in-law about it, which means I'm buying it in my retirement account, which if you know me knows that that's my highest degree of confidence. So you should do some simple math there to be like, oh man, I can't miss this. And all he's asking for is a retweet. What a guy. Doesn't make me money. All I have to do is retweet. Amazing. All right. Where's the text with him? Where the hell did that text go with him? Oh, there it is. I had it open. I was looking for it. Jesus. All right, 75. We're getting so close. Come on, guys. Let's get this to 100. Let's get this to 100, baby. Come on now. Come on now. 76. I love that. Let's keep it cooking. Get it to 100. Around, yeah, this stock is currently around 18. Okay. I just messaged him, put that order in. Thoughts on the AI bubble? There's no bubble in the same sense that there was with the tech crash, in my opinion. What we have done is fundamentally changed life. Life is not same. Can't call it same. We need to break the old perspectives of what was, because basically what we've done is we've introduced non-local cognition. That has never existed. No one has ever had the power to leverage non-local cognition to create better scaffolding for ideas to emerge more quickly and more coherently. So again, because of the advancements in computing and the language models to give the interface from human to computer, we now can use them to do basically one person can become 50. So we need to change as a people, because that doesn't mean you throw away the other 49. It means reallocation of resources. There's somewhere else where their value is going to be maximized. Our job as people is to figure that out. I think that's the human quest. That's our whole job. It's not worrying about my job. That's why I do companies, a startup. I like making jobs. If I'm not making jobs, what the fuck am I doing? I'm not contributing anything. I'll get out of here with that. Don't you dare. Don't you throw that on me, motherfucker. I don't subscribe to those titles. But kind of, yeah. I mean, yeah, I guess in a sense, it's just a cleaner version, an ethically driven version that is actually rooted in, I would even call it a spiritual / religious practice, which is like, that's the opposite of that. So I think it's the way of old. I think the old school progressives are coming back. The people that are people first, that realize, holy shit, we all got caught up in way too much bullshit on politics. All anybody wants is a good job, a good meal, and a good friend. That's it. So I think for us as a people, it's important to understand that the AI bubble isn't a bubble as so much as it is the biggest opportunity in the world to do the right thing. I've seen so many people over the age of 75 in labor jobs. That's not all right.
My dad included. And my
It's
mom.
not all right. They shouldn't.
Still working.
They've paid their dues, right? But because the few of that generation decided, you know what, we'll take the dues. We'll just have the dues. Because of that, what happened? Social Security is about to run out. There will be no Social Security for us. It does not exist. So basically, they've created for themselves a welfare system of which they all were beneficiaries of. And now, again, welfare is a wonderful system if applicated appropriately, right? There should absolutely be checks and balances. It's a stopgap. That's an opportunity to just be people helping people. That's what I thought the intention was, right? To do the humane thing by caring and introducing new concepts, ideas, literature, whatever, education, and then slowly weaning them off the free by building the me, right? Like if you don't have your own self-directed agency, which fuck yes, I'm so glad we're going here. Recently, the thing that I've been discovering is that I have made many, and I mean many, major life decisions in a way I didn't want to make them because at the time, my nervous system was in such a state that my mind was not able to direct itself. It was working for the body. So basically, my theory is this. What trauma effectively is being stuck in the past physically while the mind remains present. So what happens? It fills the container it has. It has to fill that fucking gap. It's got to go all the way back and fill in all the nooks and crannies of the I don't knows. So that way you can make sense of your world. But let's just say where you come from, you have been traumatized. Everyone has to some degree. I don't even think that has anything to do with the failure to launch within the human condition, right? Like, I don't think that has anything to do with it. My argument is that it's the re-traumatization through narrative that actually causes the long tail effects. Like, because when shit just like, again, things happen to people all the time that are atrocious and I wish have never happened to them, right? Like there are horrible things that happen to people in which you are just the victim. That's just the truth. If something happened to you as a child, you're just the victim. There's nothing else to talk about. You were a child, you're the victim, period. You had no part. You did nothing wrong. You couldn't have erred because you were a child. But what came from that, right? Like from that point on, what's the story? And the story is usually like, look what you did. Whatever the negative self-narrative is, right? And it just goes on and on and on and on and on. But I think that when you look at things like AI bubble or like, hey, this market, is it propped up? Like, what am I doing? You're following your nervous system. That's what you're doing. You are in a state of reactivity. So let me ask you this question. Again, we don't need to go conspiracies and such, but let's just say you owned a large-scale media conglomerate and you had the ability to basically persuade half the world. And let's just say that you had a complex financial interest in their discontent, meaning you own a number of healthcare-related companies and or conglomerates, which in America, healthcare is a business of being sick and then keeping you sick and in the office and then keeping you alive but still sick as long as humanly possible. That's what the United States healthcare system has to offer in general. Now, my guy, Dr. John, lives down the street from me. Dr. J, he's that dog. This man is an orthopedic surgeon. He's a genius, handsome fella, super nice guy. He has helped numerous friends of mine that had no insurance, no money, no nothing. It's not everyone, okay? I'm not generalizing, say all healthcare is bad. It's not. But large-scale healthcare systems that were developed by the BlackRocks, the Blackstones, the Monsantos, right? The Fox Group, all them, those large-scale organizations are literally only functional as a vehicle for maintaining longevity whilst unhealthy and sick. The business doesn't work if you're healthy, right? It doesn't work. So I like to think of when I'm looking at this stuff, And I know it's a lot, and you're like, well, what the fuck does the nervous system have to do with it? Let me give you a clear example. The AI bubble, good one. AI bubble's coming. Oh my God. Everyone's talking about it. Jim Cramer, everyone's talking about it. Some guy at work actually even mentioned it to me. So now just say a couple people mentioned it to you. You've seen it a bit on the news. You're a little bit worried. Now, when you built your portfolio this year, you kind of said, this is my 5-year plan. But now you're saying AI bubble. What do I do? It's fucked. There's a conflict there. But wait, you made a whole trading plan. You built a portfolio. You were confident at the time. What changed? Did something fundamentally change in the market? Definitely worth addressing. Let's say Tesla goes, you know what? We don't want to do software anymore. We don't even care. We just want to do only cars. I'm out. I don't care about the cars. Cars is the bullshit. It's the front end. It's the front end to their business, right? It's the freemium, right? They give you the car for cheap. They lock you into the agreement, and then they sell all the data to basically anyone that wants to have a self-driving car. I think that's really their angle in the end, is they're just going to be the API for autonomous driving, period. So if they change their business fundamentally, I want to know. But none of that happened, right? Especially for some of these names that we've been holding for a while. What did change? I'm reaching out to this lady right now to try and get these bracelets. I think the first place we're going to test Odin is actually here, because I think it'll be a lot easier to test those nervous system indicators and biomarkers through something like trading with an audience that's going to be a lot more responsive, transparently. Wow. Yeah. I was waiting on my little guy to finish some financial projections I had for this pick I've got. We're 9 or 11 people away from launching it. This is going to bang. So even the base analyst ratings from here are 50% upside. But in my opinion, it's going to double or close to. It's going to be a bigger banger. I don't care about, and yeah, I do care about them. You have to have them. It's stupid. I'm not saying it's real, but like, people subscribe to them. They just do. It is what it is. Yeah, I was correct. It's 85 to 150% upside from here, as long as they maintain trajectory on a few things. God, if they hit, it's gonna be so big. Oh, yeah. Yo, Charlie, my dog. Thank you. I like how it shows when you repost it. That's cool. I've never seen it do that before. So if people retweet it, it actually shows it on there. Oh, 95. All right, 5 more, and we're going to launch this pick. Bull case puts it up to 35% from here. About 35% chance. So one probability is basically 1 in 3 that this should hit for a double up. That's my guesstimate, if you will. We got a 34% chance this doubles up. I don't see a world where it doesn't see at least 30%. Mm-hmm. Do, 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 do. 95. 5 more. Retweet the space. Let's get it to 100, and I'm going to launch this pick. I hope it happens before we get into smash or pass. Service Titan, we've crushed this one. So this is another alert given out. We bought this at around $89. That's what my cost basis was, about 90, 92. And it pushed to 110. I want to say it hit our targets of 115. No, 110. Was 110 the target for this one? I thought it was for TTA, and I put it in lifetime. I think we put a 110 is the price target from 90. So $20 profit. So over 20% move on this one in a short period of time. Absolutely crush. 101, let's do it. All right. I think this is going to be an absolute
110 to 120
banger. Bam. Putting it on the line, baby.
Schrodinger. Oh, man. Yeah, of course. Especially with that name.
Look at how beautiful this is. Dangeroo, but beautiful. Just a little dangeroo. There's risk here. So, for those that did not, what's up, Hot Panks? I did for alerts, but I got an email notification. All right. If you want, Porter? What's your email? Just pop it in the chat. What's Nikki's actually? So, yeah, Hot Banks. Let me get you Nikki's email. She's gonna give you the white glove. She'll get everything set up for you. Make sure it's all working. You know exactly where to go, what to do. Let me find her email real quick. I'll drop it in the chat, so you could reach out to her. She'll get you all set up. I don't want to ask you to put your email in the chat because then other people will see it. So, I figure you just. All right. I'm excited for this one. This is going to be a banger. All right. Yeah, let me get that email before I forget. Reporter, can you just see if you can find that her email? I don't know. It's not logging me in a fucking Gmail. So there it is. Bang. Yeah, so Hot Panks, just shoot an email to right there, nmiller@pbalerts.com. That's Nikki. She's the best. She's our yeah, there you go. Boom. You're already seeing it right now. These people are about to pop in here and tell you call her now. She's the best. So she'll get you all plugged in. Thanks for saying that. I'm glad you reached out. So if anybody's having issues with delivery on anything, please reach out. Like, we do not want to not deliver it. That's the opposite of the point. You paid for it. You deserve it. We want to make sure you got it. There she is right there. All right. Oh. Did I ever show you my fake sneeze? It's actually quite good. Would you like to see it? Those were both real. So you have a reference point, the baseline. Would you like to enjoy it?
Yeah. You need a prompt? Oh, that's more real than the real one.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
It's a good one to have because everyone feels sorry for you when you're sneezing.
That could be quite
good one to have in the back pocket. They're trying to kick you out of the nursing home or something goes down. You got to,
pivot the conversation. Yeah.
Exactly. To have you heard my sneeze? Yes. All right. So Schrodinger, what do we got? What do they do? Great question. So what?
That's a great joke by itself.
You know what I mean? It is true. Right? Just so you know, I understand. I have an understanding of what they're trying to do. I'm just saying, what do they actually do? No one really knows. So that's kind of the point. So Palantir, Black Box, right? Very similar. Like, their whole angle in the beginning was, we are going to use our software to completely revolutionize drug discovery. And they're one of the first to say, hey, we're going to integrate AI. We're going to integrate all of the compute that we've racked up over the last couple of years. And we are going to use that to model out these drugs and then sell the patents to the big boys. Genius. Like, if it works, it's brilliant because you can basically take everything that was and now feed it into your model and be faster than everyone else. Problem is, I don't know how well they executed. So I first started buying this stock around, I think, $50 back in 2021. And then it just cratered and I never came back to it. But once it's finally bottomed out, now I'm interested. So B of A just gave it. Kathy Wood's sniffing around it now. It, as a chart, is just looking so wonderful. So I'd say that if you want to take minimal risk, to me, this is the trade. Like, hey, I don't want any risk. I don't know what I'm doing. I just want a buy and sell that makes sense. I think this is it. So again, you got a perfect double bottom here with two clear lows at 1594. So if it breaks those two lows, you're out of the trade. Set your stop and it's done. Why? Because if it breaks those two lows, the trade is over. It has ended. And this thing will probably distribute down to 12, 13 bucks, and we'll probably 9. And then we'll come back and buy more. So basically, I'm like just loving it here. I think we're getting a crisp little double bottom setup. We got an easy move to 24. So we got like a 30, 40% appreciation just sitting there waiting for us, because the risk can be so calculated and minimal, right? So because we have this firm cutoff point, right? We have a bottom here, we can trust that that should hold. Double bottom is a setup, right? Triple bottom, quadruple bottom, maybe. Point is, it has reaffirmed, hey, I'm not going below 17 or 16. Hey, I'm not going below 16. I'm not going below 16. And then once again, I'm not going below 16. The truth is the truth until it isn't. So here's the part where you find out whether or not this is still true or not. If it breaks below the most recent low, say 16 bucks, it is no longer true. So what do? We take our small loss of like 10% and we move into a different name that will probably hit, because we hit about 65% of the time in terms of the picks. But if you add in the returns, you only kind of have to pick right 3-4 times out of 10. That's the beautiful thing. So imagine if you're right 7 times out of 10. If I'm telling you, hey, when I'm right 3 out of 10 times, I'm typically making some money. Not a lot, but some. If I'm right 5 out of 10 times, I'm making good money. If I'm right 7 out of 10 times, I'm living, eating lobster. Like, I'm just crushing. So those are kind of the frames of reference that I would hold on to if I'm you, especially if you're new, especially with a trade like this. So to kind of wrap it up, we got 3 more minutes and we're getting some smash or pass. I like this one long. I just messaged my brother-in-law about putting this in the retirement account. I think that it's a very straightforward trade that offers some really, really quality risk reward without any sort of nonsense. I think just a simple retest of these highs is a 77% run. So that means that we would be up 77% at that point. And then to take it a step further, if we were to retest those highs, that's 230%. And then again, one step further to retest the IPO high, which is 445%. And then one final test, so I think that is the maximum upside, that in the best case scenario, all things considered, things stay as they are. This is incrementally what I expect to happen over years of time, right? Eventually ending here. So again, this could be 10 years from now. Will you accept 100% a year for 50% a year for 10 years? Yes. Done. Of course. So for those of you that are in premium and you trade with us every day, we are going to also be carving out a beautiful options trade here. That's going to be the, that's where we get the 10 bagger from. That's what I'm really looking for. I mean, 100% is great, but I would love for it there to be 4 zeros. I want 1,000%. That would be crisp. Because then I'm going to make 100 grand because I'm going to put 10 on it. So that would be cool. All right. So those of you that are in the premium Discord or in the, we are going to be breaking down the options trade when we get together at least by Friday, and we will be discussing how we're going to trade that effectively in the Discord. If you do not have access, again, the link's at the bottom. It's free. Just get in the Discord. That's where you'll start making your money, making your edge. Hot banks, yeah, I'll hit that for smash or pass. You'll be first up. So, all right, it's time. Drop your tickers in the chat. Any ticker you want to look at, does not matter big or small. I will look at it for you, tell you what I think is going on and what I see on the chart. Drop them in the chat, one ticker at a time. That's all I ask, so that we can pull it up on the screen. Just drop your ticker, and we're going to go through it. Ooh, RNXT, I'm glad I looked at that today. I'm glad you brought that one up. All right, we're gonna get started. So drop in the chat. Let's get started with Mr. Hotbanks here. All right, OKLO. Nuclear play. Remember, everyone's talking quantum. They're talking power. They're talking nuclear. This is one of the biggest names that caught the most capture on that whole just madness of that run. So I think that right now this just looks atrocious, and I think that it's just going to continue to see downside because I think a lot of these names, it's not that they're not worth it. It's that everybody just went way too crazy, and now you're talking about a valuation that's just like there's no basis in reality. It's printed on future growth that we don't even understand. So again, it's all pie in the sky, fun and sun, but at the end of it all, I want efficacy, which is accuracy plus efficiency, not efficiency, efficacy. I want to know it worked. Efficacy implies result. Everything else does not. So fuck that. But I would say this one right now, I'd be on high alert to get a taste of this at 55. That would be interesting. Wait until it, hopefully it hemorrhages down to 55, 60. That would be an interesting opportunity to buy, I think. Right now, it's looking like nothing but downsides coming to $67. So personally, I wouldn't touch it at the moment. But when it bases at the 50s, I would get it, or past support of 28. So RNXT, I just had dinner with Sean, the CEO. They're one of my favorites because what they're working on is material, and it will. What they're working on is very material, and it's I guess it's just a cause that I think is inspirational to work on because it's one of the toughest to do. But they're doing a great job. They had some great data. This one is just we're in biotech no man's land of like until we get the full FDA, we're just kind of holding tight. The reason I've loved working with them is this. Their institutions, their buyers, their money guys, look at that. Who comes in? They get it. They're scooping up anything below $1 like it's going out of style. So on small cap biotechs like this, that's like one of the number one things I always need to see is that someone's buying those dips and knows they're getting a discount. Because then you could feel a lot more confident that they're going to continue to fund everything they need to fund in order to get there, especially with anything FDA, anything clinical. So I'd say as of right now, the only issue I'd have with this is a loss of this bottom. So I'd say that if we go below, if we can't hold like 93 cents, then I would say it's a cut it loose. But this one, I'm a big fan of buy a dollar, sell 120. And if you look, that has been the opportunity. Buy a dollar, sell 225. Buy $1.20, sell 150. Buy $1, sell 130. Buy $1, sell 160. So like from 2024 to 2025, you had like 7 different trade opportunities that were the same trade every time that produced at least 40%. That's how I like to trade these. So that's how I would look at it for what it's worth. See, there you go. Boom. Consistent profit. And I just continue to build the core position. So I buy, like say I'm buying $1,000 worth of stock. I'll buy $1,200 worth of stock. When it runs, I'll sell that 20%. Because I don't want to have more than 1,000 in the name, right? So over time, I sell that swing position and I hold the core, the big core of the nest egg. And I just keep adding to it. But as I take profit and add to it, I'm actually lowering what it actually cost me in the beginning. And you can do that to the point where you use $1,000 of the money you made trading. You now hold $1,000 of their stock that you paid $0 for because you profited from the trades. That is how you use the economy to your advantage. IMO. All right, let's get into it. We got BBAI. So RNXT is a smash as long as it holds $1 for me. It's a tried and true. Ooh, this could be interesting. So as long as it has trend, this is pretty interesting, but it does look like it's about to crater. So like we just looked at Oklo, like it looks like that's kind of the trend. So I would monitor that closely. This is not one I would participate in at the moment. Ooh, Bitcoin. Fuck yeah. I haven't looked at it. Oh man. Oh, there it is. I already had it drawn. That's unfortunate. So we lost trend. We're not going to escalate to 160 quickly. It's going to take a little bit longer. Oh, hell yes. Look at that. Look at that glory. We're buying the shit out of it. 11 grand. God. I should have bought more down there. So again, this is kind of the degree of what you get. Literally told you under 98.60, it's going to go down to 7,700. So that was like 2020. We'll have to find that. September 2020. So right before that red candle, look, it broke down. It didn't go as low as I thought. Did it hit the? Yeah, never saw it. So it held 98.60, I think. And then basically over 11.7, and it was a wrap. Fantastic. But yeah, I'm long holder, still holding it, not touching it. I've been sold on the whole Bitcoin. I get it now. I completely get it. And now that you see what they're doing with the US dollar, it's more so of a confirmation. They're storing their value's already stored there. There's not that much upside, I don't think, in Bitcoin personally, because I think they own enough to maintain a market for it. Now, if we had bought as retail regular people, if we had bought more, it would, because they don't ever own enough to manipulate the market enough to keep it down. Right. And the whole idea is that there is no more Bitcoin. That's the fucking point. So as they increase the speed and efficiency of transaction, it should increase in value and utility because everyone has to have it. So the idea is this: if there's only a limited supply and it's the best candidate for using it transactionally, they just made sure you can never have it because it will never be accessible. And all it cost them was probably a couple $100 million that they would have forgot about anyway. So for Bitcoin, that's a long hold for me. If I get another chance to buy the 50s, I will, but I'm holding quite a bit. So there's not really much room for me to buy more. Oh, Vail. I haven't looked at this one in forever. My God. This was a fun one to trade. See what stock space says on the weekly. Monthly. Whoa. Wow, look at that. So this looks like it's about to come down. I don't mind it, but I'm not. This is not. I don't want to trade this. I wouldn't get on this right now. Looks like it's getting ranged out at 14. So I would definitely trade this from 9 to 14. I think it's going to follow that pattern probably for a while. Although it does look like it's making a strong move up. I'd watch this candle. Watch how this month materializes. If it's green into the upside, this thing could be a banger. If it turns red, I think it's just cooked. But this is pretty fascinating. Look at that RSI. How's it cooking like that? Steady demand. So on the next pop and sell off, I would buy this for trend continuation, I think. So I'm going to keep a close eye on it. That's a good find. CLSK. Clean Spock. God damn it. This one's coming down too. I'm still holding this. I'm not letting go of the shares. They're free. We got this at like $1. It went to 30, 40 something. Even higher. That's 2018. So this is the move we caught, 40, 2 to 40. So I'm just holding these for free. Energy grid play. They've gone a few different directions, but I think that it's pretty decent. ONDS. Wow. It's just so overbought. My God. That's the only thing that scares me. But I'd say if this comes down, I don't know. Too overbought. Look at that. That's crazy. That's just nuts. Can't be sustained. So I'm going to pass. I cannot believe I missed SoFi. I literally mapped it out. Even went through the earnings. I did it on a stream. Talked about what was going to happen. Then I just didn't follow it. Yeah. All right. Yeah, SoFi even it's going to come down. This will be good around 20. Let it fill this gap. Let it clean itself up, stabilize around 16 to 20. I think that's going to be the next range to buy, 16 to 20. I like that actually quite a bit. Okay. Yeah, SoFi's just not going to cut it for me. There's no selling this to myself here. I missed it, and I'd be chasing it. That's the only reason I'm even still looking at it. Here's one to talk about. Rivian. So we have an active equity and options trade open. It's crushing right now. How much is this? This is up 60% or so, I think. Right? Wasn't the Rivian option up like 40, 50, 60%? Let me look.
What's your cost basis for it? I know Sally Brown sold yesterday, I think, at yesterday, Friday for $550.
Oh, yeah, we're up 137%. Hell yes. Bam. Oh, you gotta see me to see it. Let's see. That's not working right now. Whatever. Can you see it? There. God damn it, you can't see it. 137%. I should have sold some of these. I don't know. Our expiration's 2028, so Kobe. Rivian is interesting because basically they just got pillaged. They took investment from those that just want to steal their technology. That's why they notice the Amazon trucks look quite familiar. So basically they bought them to, in my opinion, just steal a number of the designs, patents, and innovation pieces that they had, which that's America, baby, I guess. Doesn't have to be, not for long. The new era is born. Let's look at this one. This is a good one. I was just looking today and trying to make the determination on what I wanted to sell, if any. Playing perfectly in our range. Again, remember, guys, this is when we bought at $4. Breakout over what, something like $3.90, $4. Went up to 15 once, 300%. Then we had the chance to buy it at $2, below $2, before it went up 700% off the lows. So we're up a ton on the options, the equity. Yeah. So this one's in great shape. I think this trade's in good position. I'm still holding it steady. Again, I have the equity and the options. I have some 2027 dated options as well as some. Let me look and see if I have any 2026s still. We're up 500%. Hell yeah. Come on now. All right, show of hands. Raise your hand. Type of 1 in the chat if you've made money on any of these. Let's just see where you guys are at with this. We just talked about Jumia, Palantir, Nvidia, Tesla, the Rivian trade, a few others. Type of 1 in the chat if you're making money on like Rivian, Jumia, any of these new ones we just discussed. Raise your hand if you took the trade and made some money. I'd hope so, because like these Jumia calls are up 783%. So I really hope that everybody saw these. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, I bought 10 of them at 60 cents. My Lord, 10x. If I wouldn't have bought the other ones at 500, God, my cost basis would be nuts. Yeah, those have 10x'd. Nice. Okay, we got somebody. Thank God. Okay. Nobody else, Sailor Brown? I know you took those Rivians. I know you got some of them. What's going on, guys? Come on, drop them in the chat. Show the world. Ugh, no thanks. SMCI, what happened here? Oh my God, look how fucking perfectly we hit that range. It went just outside of our 349% target. This is also one I never bought. I never bought it. Don't know why. Had it mapped perfectly, just didn't buy it. Didn't happen. So SMCI, it's going to be a hard pass for me. What is this? It's novel. Not heard of it. So what is TerraWolf? Oh God.
So TerraWolf, they develop, own, and operate environmentally sustainable data center infrastructure in the U.S., specifically for Bitcoin mining and hosting HPC workloads.
So I'll just tell you, if it doesn't retest, like the fact that it didn't hold at 20, that gives me pause. This would be very interesting above 20 because then you got real upside, double, triple. It just has to cook. Move on to this. Oh, Celsius holding up. Okay. I love the opportunity to buy 22, 23, whatever right here. Now, it's not one I participated in, but I'd say that this is an area where I think the trade can materialize with a hard cut below 40. Basically, like I think if it either completely takes from this track and just continues, because you can see a nice little consolidation here. I always like to just split the difference to understand like what the volatility was, and now you have the truth. That's your truth. Like if you want to make money on names like this, there's two ways to do it. You either wait until they crumble at the bottom and you buy them here, or you wait until they escalate and you buy it here before it goes to 150. So that's the mindset required. It's not, well, why would I want to buy it when it goes up and it's way more expensive? Because you know the direction it's going. So you can bet your money in the right direction with the least amount of risk versus if I'm trying to buy the bottom, I need an entirely new condition to emerge. I need thousands and thousands of people to make different decisions to turn this thing around. That's a lot of variables. I much rather bet on the variables that are already understood in the trend and direction they're already heading so that I can control the variables I see and focus exclusively on those. Pangu, isn't that crypto nonsense? It's not sad, so it's not real. You watch, when it's all said and done, they will laugh, they will say their shit, and we will have been the only coin that actually came back around and everybody won. At least the good ones. Mark my words. Mark my words. Universal Display. I didn't know OLED was actually a company. That's interesting. Oof. This is looking a bit tough. Yeah, you'd be playing with fire at 100. I'd say this would be interesting to buy at like 50, give or take. But I don't think this is the one right now. I don't like this name all too much. I just didn't even know they were a separate company. But yeah, that's not happening. Mm-hmm. All right, let's see. Pull this wallet up. Oh, Phantom Terminal? Is that a new thing? Never saw that. Oh my god, I got so many millions of SAD in this account. Let's buy some more. Boom, done. Oh my God, I got a 1.6 million for $250. Come on. Come on. Yeah. That's some good stuff. Yeah, Tammy, sorry. OLED just ain't cutting it for me. I don't like it at all. It looks like it's just downside. These big old red boys, look at that. Every time they get anything going, they just get slashed. So, yeah, I think it's skip that one. All right, I love we got almost to 200 finally. We got to get some more tweets going out for this. But again, we talked about a very big pick that is going to be, I think, one of the bigger ones for the year. It was Schrodinger. I hope you guys were made sense of the trade and you joined the Discord so you can get the breakdown of that trade as well as the options piece of that trade. That's the 10Xer. Like realistically, that's where I think I'm going to make the most money on this trade. The equity makes sense too, but the options is really. And options are an art. So if you don't know options, don't do options. Just don't. It's not a good idea. It's just not. You need to understand a number of other things, which I do realize why now options clicked instantly. It's definitely the speculative element, but it's more so, I think what I unintentionally and unconsciously understood was the bell curve more than anything. Like how the functions of time, like basically how all the relative characteristics feed together to create a thing. I'm very good at relative things, creating associations, pattern recognition, understand. So if you feel like you have a strong pattern recognition skills, I think options is like the best. I'm just learning this about myself now. I'm just telling you, like, I've done my research to understand myself as well as what makes the most sense in the market. And it was basically Odin basically was like, yo, dog, you chose right. You chose right. Mm-hmm. The only other one it said was like commodities because the technical experience I have. I guess commodities is like, I didn't even know this, dude. It's just technical. Sure. It's like not even a real thing. I don't know how I need to do it. It's not even hard, but we'll get there. But yeah, so the big pick's out again. Tesla, everything's cooking. So we've got a lot of balls in play, right? We got Unity. How much is that up since we called it out? We were buying this at what, 16? Boom, it's at 45. Rocket Lab. Let's see another one from this stream. We got it at $394. It's at 55. There's a 10 bagger for you. Yeah, I'm going to be breaking down the Schrodinger options trade in the Discord. So links right there at the bottom. I would get in there, get access to the premium chat. Friday we'll be breaking that down on the stream at 3:30 Eastern. 3:30 Eastern. Live in the Discord. So we'll break down the whole options trade. I'm going to do the bell curve. We're going to look at how much we're extrapolating time out so that everyone can hopefully learn a little bit about like how to project these price targets of these options and so on and so forth. So I hope you join us, Way. Fuck yeah. So you got it. It's all yours, baby. You gonna get it. I'm not gonna do it on this stream though, because that's the sauce. I mean, you paying for the sauce, so you're gonna get it. Not everybody's gonna get it. So I'm gonna get you in there. We'll get it plugged in, get it worked out. So if you can make it 3:30 Friday. In the meantime, we are working on. Porter actually just wrote a note that we're gonna get with Mary to get that little thing set up for next week, for Friday, for this Friday. Virtual assistant, whatever, AI sits in the call, transcribes, emails, done. So I know you guys were like juiced about that. We're going to make it happen. So you guys get a recap. And maybe we'll do it for this stream in the future too, as we get our feet under us. So I love y'all. Stay blessed now.
See you guys.
Ta-ta.